Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Makar Quadash, double honors to the apostle, great millstone, and taught me the truth. And blessings all you sincere laborers out there pushing the truth in all sincerity and faith and honesty. Before I begin this lesson, I would like to thank Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, for putting a spirit on me to do another video. I'm that fellow servant Kanakala, coming at you once again from GMS St. Petersburg, Florida. As you can see here, I'm going to an article. It says opinion. This is what humans might do if there were an alien invasion. And as you can see, this article was posted this year. This year's almost over with. And the reason why I chose to do a video on this article is because, you know, the scripture say the spirit, it's like the testimony of Yahushua, the spirit of prophecy. And this is one of the great prophecies I desire to see, very much so. You know, and I'm pretty sure I can speak for a lot of other brothers as well. All right, and a few sisters out there. An alien invasion. Okay, that's what I desire to see. I desire to look up in the sky one day and I see a fleet of chariots in the sky. All right, and the word alien just means stranger or foreigner. All right, when the Lord Yahushua comes back with the angels, they will be strangers and foreigners to this current world, right? Because Yahushua said, ye are from beneath, I am from above. Okay, Yahushua is not of this world. So reading on, you know, it says Jerica Dumovic considers how the world will respond to an attack from outer space. Like I said, it's posted this year, so it goes to show you that, you know, this is relevant, man. You know, these are things that are relevant. Okay, these are current articles. It's beautiful. So just goes to show you this vibration is out there. Okay, it says alien invasion is a favorite topic of science fiction movies. All right, and as you can see, science fiction. Look at that word fiction real quick. Fiction, literature and form of prose, especially short stories and novels that describes imaginary events and people, invention or fabrication as opposed to fact. Okay, so we see what fiction means. All right, science. It's like it. Science fiction. All right, science fiction. Fiction based on imagined future scientific or technological advances and major social or environmental changes, frequently portraying space or time travel life on other planets. All right. So we see what that means. Now, I see why Esau may call this fiction, because Esau does not desire to have this information get out. That's why he called the chariots of the Most High, the vehicles that the angels travel in. That's why he calls them UFOs, unidentified flying objects, because he don't want that proof to be out there that there's something greater than the government that exists. Okay, they don't want to push that. All right, so they're gonna say it's science fiction. So reading on, says a protagonist is going about his often unremarkable daily life until one day gigantic spaceships appear in the sky and the attack begins. Now this right here is scriptural. It says a protagonist. Now I'm gonna web search that so you can see what a protagonist is, because I know what it is, but you know, it says the leading character or one of the major characters in drama. All right, the main figure or one of the most prominent figures in a real situation, an advocate or champion of a particular cause and idea. So when you really go into that word protagonist and do some research on it, it's a person that thinks, okay, nothing else matters but their life and their life only. Outside of their life, okay, nothing else really matters. Like they are the center of everything. All right, and their life is what's relevant. Nothing else matters. All right, the Most High isn't coming back. whatever, they just gonna continue to live their life. Nothing's gonna happen. Their life is what's important. Their life is the only thing, that's relevant, that makes sense, that has value. Their life is the only thing that has value. Nothing else does, no one else does, but their life and what they like. Okay? So, going back to this article, Satan. Alright, going back to this article, protagonist is going about his often remarkable daily life. Okay? So how many of those we have going on right now, man? Majority of the people. Okay? Going about their own life. This is Luke 21, and I'm gonna start at okay. 31, Luke 21, verse 31. So likewise, when you see all these things come to pass, know that the kingdom of the Most High is nigh at hand. And yes, the kingdom of the Most High is nigh at hand, man. All right, when you see it spoke of earthquakes, rumors of wars, perplexity, waves roaring, famines and famines, okay, wars and rumors of wars. Yahushua said, when you see these things come to pass, know that the kingdom of the Most High is nigh at hand. And right now we see those things speaking. Habakkuk 2 it says, verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass away till all be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away. And take heed, this is the point right here, take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting, okay, and drunkenness and cares of this life, and so that day come upon you unawares. Okay, so going back to this point here, a protagonist is going about his often unremarkable daily life. Okay, so that's a form of surfeiting. Okay, not worrying about the Most High. You ask these people about God. Oh well, God will return, but not in my lifetime. Or yeah, He's coming back soon. They'll tell you that He's coming back soon, but they're not doing nothing to prepare themselves. They're not getting themselves in order. Okay, because once again, they're just going about their day-to-day life. Okay, and us brothers, we have to make sure we don't get caught up in that spirit, because it's very easy to do so. Okay, so it says, and take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life. So all the things you have going on in this life, you have to put aside. You have to pause that shit and do this work. Okay, by any means necessary. Put up your 3 videos plus a week, man. You gotta feed the sheep no matter what you got going on, because you're not gonna be able to tell the Lord or give the Lord those excuses, man, when he returns. Okay, it says and cares of this life, and so that day come upon you unawares. And that's what's gonna happen to people that fell out the truth. And 2/3 of our people, says, is going about his often unremarkable daily life until one day gigantic spaceships appear in the sky and the attack begins. And that's what's gonna happen to these people. Okay, it says, except that day come upon you unaware. So you're gonna be overcharged and surfing, cares of this life, going about your day-to-day life, and you're gonna see just spaceships show up in the sky, man. All right, it says, for as a snare shall it come on them, verse 35, for as a snare shall it come on all of them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. So that's what's gonna happen. Going back to this article, so this right here is biblical, right? This right here can be taken right from the scriptures. This right here can be interpreted as scriptural. Okay, so it says, invaders from outer space are relentless, technologically and biologically superior. And that's what's gonna happen. Technologically and biologically superior. I remember one time I was talking to this Edomite, and just telling him about the UFOs and the chariots and stuff, and he was like, do you know what kind of technology you gotta have to just flip through universes, like you're flipping through channels? He said you gotta have the most advanced technology out there, like some out of this world technology, and the Most High's, for a earthly term, to put a earthly scale on it, because you can't measure his power, can't be measured. We can't measure or put worldly terms on the power of the Most High. So for lack of a better term, technology, the Most High has the most advanced technology there is out there, to the point where he has vehicles that just can flip through universes as you flip through your television. Okay, so it says invaders from outer space are relentless and technologically and biologically superior, and the situation looks bleak until our hero saves the day. And that's not going to happen. All right, that's not going to happen. The hero's not going to save the day. All right, this is not what it is, Independence Day, where Will Smith comes and put a virus in Yahweh ship, like it's some kind of computer, and the defense systems failed. That's not gonna happen, man. All right, and Lord's willing, post production, I put that clip in there so you can see what I'm talking about. It says either by blowing up the alien mothership, all right, so they say, killing the alien queen, or a similar feat. So they think, like he said, this is what will happen. No, that's not gonna happen, man. And it's not a mothership, it's a fathership. And you're not gonna be able to do any of these things. The scriptures say, "No weapon formed against thee shall prosper," man. I was actually, matter of fact, I was watching the movie Avengers today. All right, Infinity Wars, and he told Captain America, because Captain America, that's Esau. Okay, and the alien was saying to Captain America, because he had his little Iron Man suit, and his Iron Man shot some kind of energy burst out of his hands. It goes, and it shoots it out. All right, and the alien used his word, which is a spirit, man. The alien uses one word. He said, insequential. That's the word he used. He said, your powers is insequential to mine. And it says not important or significant. Okay, so this is gonna happen. He told Captain America, you're Iron Man. Let's search him up real quick. Iron Man. Images. Okay, these suits right here, and as you can see how he has his hand out. His hand out right here in this photograph, and the energy or whatever comes out of that. This is Esau's technology, man. And I believe they have these suits, man. The Most High gave them the knowledge for these suits. Okay, he gave them the knowledge for these suits, so I believe they have them. All right, and because the fight has to be fun for Yahweh Shai, the angels, Michael. Okay, and also the elect. Jeremiah 51, thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. All right, if Esau is just all human, okay, and shooting at you with bullets, what fun is that? We gonna be able to easily, all right, subdue them or neutralize them with the spiritual powers and the super bodies. Okay, so they gotta have these suits. It gotta be fun. Okay, so going back, all right, so blowing up the ship, none of this carnal weapons. These carnal weapons are going to be insequential to the power of Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai said, I will not meet thee as a man. Okay? So that's not going to happen. Here's what I think could happen during a real alien invasion. He said, first things first. Although there aren't any publicly available government, like, notice how he put that in quotations, right? Notice there aren't any publicly available government procedures for responding to an alien attack, and it's not, because they don't want the people to know that these aliens, so-called, exist. They don't want that information to get out, because that can cause a lot of uproar. All right, then they have to start speaking and giving answers. Okay, but soon the time going to come where the Most High is going to make it evident that UFOs or so-called aliens exist. All right. It says it's not hard to imagine what form they would take. Okay, it's going to be a form that you ain't something that your weapons aren't going to be able to deal with. It says civilians would most likely be instructed to stay in their homes or closest shelters and await further developments. Instructions and news would be broadcast via TV and radio, also through social media such as Twitter, Facebook. Preparations, and this is going to be absolutely nothing you can do to prepare for this. It says, following precautionary measures, the next course of action would be to assess the threat and organize two-pronged response. First, we'd attempt to communicate with the aliens to understand their motive for entering the Earth's atmosphere. Okay, and no, Yahushua is not going to be doing no communicating when he returns, man. So you can cut that out of the books. All right, cut that off your line of communication. All right, Yahushua talked when he came down here, and right now he's speaking through his men. That's only talking he gonna do, man. It's Matthew 10 verse 34. Think not I come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. So when Yahushua return, okay, it's not gonna be no. When you read further into this article, it speaks about communication. Okay, it says, first we'd attempt to communicate with the aliens to understand their motive for entering the Earth's atmosphere. Specially equipped emissaries would go to locations where clear contact with aliens could be made. These experts in linguistics, psychology, biologically, and combat would attempt to get a non-violent response from the alien entities using a non-aggressive gestures such as images projected on large screens or drawn on the ground using heavy machinery. Okay, so they think they're going to be able to communicate. You know, they say non-violent attempts to be made. All right, that's not going to happen, man. You know, Yahushua already knows what's going on. Okay, that Yahushua and Yahushua, they've been watching. So when they come back, they're going to know exactly what to do. Okay, and how to do it. You know, it's not going to be no communicating. You know, Yahushua is not going to come to the United Nations summit or meeting and talk with all the nations and call Donald Trump or call Putin to speak or call Kim Jong-un. You know, that all that stuff is not going to happen, man. All right, the Lord is going to come and he's just going to get busy. All right, either you submit or you die. Let me get that scripture real quick. Okay. You people got to understand what's going to take place. Luke 19 verse 27, and it reads, but those my enemies, which not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. So it's going to be a process. You see those ships, you know, come to your nation, all right, and what you Americans are going to be totally obliterated, man. You know, unless one of the brothers, you know, claim one of you concubines or something, man. Or claimed one of you for claimed one of you Edomites or one of you heathens over here for slavery. Other than that, man, you know everybody that's on American soil is gonna be obliterated. And certain parts of certain major cities around the world are gonna be you know, torn up as well. All right, back at it again. It says these experts in linguistics, psychology, biology, and combat would attempt to get a nonviolent response from the alien entities using non-aggressive gestures such as images projected on large screens or drawn on the ground using heavy machinery. We'd also try wireless communication as well as radio signal broadcasts. Each of those measures would have to be assessed individually and would not be used if aliens might consider them threatening. For example, screen broadcasting imagery could be mistaken for an energy weapon. An alien entity sending a non-aggressive gesture in return would be considered a successful communication attempt. Alright, and as we know, it's, you know, a non-aggressive, you know, Yahushua is coming with nothing but aggression, man. Alright. This is Matthew's 24, and I'm going to start at 29. It says, immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of heaven shall be shaken. All right, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. Okay, what's the sign of the Son of Man in heaven? The chariots of Israel, so-called UFOs. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. And that word tribes means families. So all the families of the earth are going to mourn. It says in Aleph, And then all the tribes of the earth shall mourn. And when you go into that word tribes, means families. So Amos, I forget exactly the exact chapter, but it says, you only out of all the families of the earth have I known. So all the tribes, all the nations, okay. It says, the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in clouds of heaven with power and great glory, okay. And that's talking about what you call UFO, okay, so-called alien invasion. Alright, another interruption, man. I'm trying to finish this video out without no interruptions or as well, so I'm trying to make this quick. It says, the gesture, whether auditory, visual, or in form of energy or vibration, will be recorded by a series of mobile sensory arrays that emissaries would wear at all times. Artificial intelligence and human experts all over the globe will then process the record data and attempt to translate it as quickly as possible. All right. It says, since the fate of humanity might depend on a timely response, this data will be accompanied by videos, feeds, biometric information, and in situ commentary from the team biologists and psychologists. They would provide scientific descriptions of the event, the alien morphology, and the demeanor in which they delivered their responses. All right, so they told me they're going to be able to interpret what Yahushua say, all right, when he returns. Okay, but he's going to be speaking Hebrew, man, when he returns, okay? So it says, so you're not going to need no biometrics and no, all your scientific garbage to pretty much try to decode what he's saying, all right? Because he's going to be speaking in ancient Hebrew. It says, in case aliens did not offer any counter response and remain docile, global satellite systems will monitor movements of their fleet, trying to gauge their intentions. And like the elders always say, man, this gonna be on the news, man. All right. Escalation, it says, preliminary threat assessments, weaponry data, and basic biological data on aliens will be available, offering answers to questions such as, what are the aliens' arsenal consist of, which you will not be able to gather that information. What kind of technology materials do they use for their vehicles? You will not, the scriptures say, my ways are higher than your ways. My thoughts are not your thoughts, all right? So they're not going to be able to gather any of this intelligence information at all. It says, what kind of creatures are the aliens? How do they communicate? What kind of armor, if any, do they use? Okay. What kind of creatures are the aliens? All right, you're going to see a so-called dark-skinned man. All right, those are the kind of creatures they are. It says, we know, are there any weaknesses in their technology that we could use to our advantages? That would be a negative, okay? It says, does humanity stand a chance against the alien invaders? No. Okay. So, it's a little bit left on this article. So I'm going to answer this question right here. Does humanity stand a chance against the alien invaders? All right. So, let's see. Do they stand a chance against alien invaders? This is 2nd Ezra's 13 verse 3. So I'm gonna just read right through this real fast. It says, and I beheld and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were under him. Okay, why? They were under him. Why? Because he was in the ships, so-called UFOs. All right, and wax strong. So it's gonna be a fleet. It's gonna be actual army invasions. Okay, it says, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned up that heard his voice, as the earth faileth when it filleth the fire. So he's gonna be shooting laser beams, man. All right, concentrated fire. It says, after this I beheld, and lo, there was a great, was gathered together a multitude of men out of the number or the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. So they're going to try to fight Yahushua. Subdue the man they came out of the sea. So they came out of a space, so to say. They came from outer space. All right. Because what? The sea consists of waters. The Heavenly Father said he separated the waters from the waters. Okay. So he came out from the sea, came out for those outer waters. Okay, it says it. But I beheld, and lo, he graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. So he gonna come in a big mothership. It's like a fathership, I should say. Let me see if I can get a visual of that. Alien. Well, they probably gonna have it as a mothership, so I'm gonna type it in as that, but it's really fathership. Because if I type in fathership, matter of fact, let's just do it for the sakes. See what happens. Fathership, they might actually show one. Okay. All right, they show one spaceship. Let's see what happened when you type in mothership. See, they want to give all the glory to the woman, of course. But look at this right here. This is the visual. You got the main big ship right here. Then you got the little ships on the side. All right. So going back to this. So the ship was so big, Ezra described it as a mountain. Okay, that's how big it was. It says, and behold, I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. But I would have seen the region or place where the hill was graven, and I could not. So he said, I looked over the horizon to see where he took this mountain, but he said I could not. Why? Because it wasn't a mountain. All right. It was a ship, but it was so big it looked like a mountain. He said I had to look to see, all right, if he cut a mountain out and started flying upon it. Okay, it says, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. Okay, so we're gonna answer this question right here. Does humanity stand a chance against the alien invaders? So as we read and do the biblical prophecy, all right, it says, and all they were gathered together to subdue him. So we're going to see if they stand a chance. It says, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, in their fighter jets and their Iron Man suits and, so on and so forth, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. All right, so in layman's terms, man, this was effortless, okay? Because it says he neither lifted up his hand nor held a sword or instrument of war. But only I saw he that sent forth out of his mouth that it had been a blast of fire, so laser beams, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. And they all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and a great tempest, and fell with violence upon a multitude which were prepared to fight, and burned up every one, so that upon a sudden of innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. Kind of another interruption. Lord's will. Didn't lose my train of thought, but I'm just going to start with the spirit. But as you see, verse 2 Esdras 13:11, and they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and great tempest, and fell with violence upon a multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of innumerable multitude nothing was perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. So all of them were dead, man. So let's go back to this question here. It says, does humanity stand a chance against alien invaders? Well, according to prophecy, they don't. All right. So going on. So at the same time, the second part responds: mobilization, military, land, air units, Preparation of weapons of mass destruction will be silently executed. Leaders of world governments will meet in secret to discuss various scenarios based on preliminary assessments reports. A special Earth Defense Council might be formed with the task of defending the planet in case of all attempts to communicate with aliens fail or if they turn hostile. Yeah, like it's gonna be in your power. All right, the human factor says this is where things will get complicated. All right, and that's pretty much it, man. I'm gonna close out through the spirit. I don't want to get no more interruptions, man. But you have it, man. With that, I'm saying shalom.